One of the subjects that are really important to focus on is Kiwisaver. Kiwisaver, it's today the preferred option for Kiwis to get into property and is becoming the preferred option to save money for retirement. So knowing how your Kiwisaver is performing, it's absolutely key. What's the biggest issue in New Zealand? Most people get signed up to Kiwisaver either through work, where a provider came in and they signed you up, or you went to the bank and you open a bank account and the bank asked you if you wanted some Kiwisaver with your bank account. And your answer was yes, and you got put into a default fund and you spent the last 10 years of your life in a default fund making very little money. So Kiwisaver, yes, is a product that was created to help you save money. You can only use it in two different ways: to buy a house or for retirement. Now, knowing which provider you have and the fund that you're in is key for having the right result financially when you need it. Okay, so the situation when you're going to buy a house, it's all to do with how long it's going to take you to buy that house, the sort of fund that we will suggest you go on. If you look in this for your Kiwisaver to be planned for retirement, the fund that you're going to go in maybe was different to the one you used to buy your first home. You know, it's all about time frames. It's all about the amount of risk you're willing to take. In the market, there is about 29 different providers. So what happens when you go to one specific provider and they give you their options? They're only going to give you the options they have. They're not going to look at the market and going to tell you those options are actually better than ours, so you should go and take those, because that's not their business, you know? So working with an independent advisor can give you those options. We're going to be able to show you what the market is doing. The good thing about advice these days is everything is available. Everything is available. And you go and talk to Dr. Google, and Dr. Google will give you information about every provider in the country, their returns, how they've done in 1 year, 3 years, 10 years returns. And that would also help you with our advice, make the right decision about what Kiwisaver provider and fund you should be in, you know? So very important that you don't just go and sign up to Kiwisaver. It's important that you got the right advice after you sign up to Kiwisaver to get the right result. It could mean that if you're using your Kiwisaver to buy your first home, instead of buying it in 10 years, maybe you'll be able to save the same amount of money in 5, having the right fund. There is funds in the market that return 4%. There's funds in the market that return 16% or plus on an average of 3 years. So the differences are huge. So if you're sitting there putting money into Kiwisaver, putting 3%, 4%, 8% of your money into Kiwisaver every month, and you don't know where or how the money is invested, is a huge issue. Then there is a big focus today on how the money is being invested. You know, are they invested in guns, in animal testing, all those things? Most people, and I would say 90% of people, don't know, you know. And there's also, with our advice, we're also going to take you through that process where you'll be able to see the funds that you could be investing in and the way they invest their money. You know, there's funds today they're investing in Russian companies. You know, do you know if your Kiwisaver provider is investing in Russian companies? So all these things are really important when you make a decision about Kiwisaver, not just from a financial point of view, but from an ethical point of view. You know, are your funds ethical? Do you know if they are? Most of them are not. There is a minority they are, and they give you great returns as well. So how you're going to invest this money needs a huge amount of advice. Okay, and most New Zealanders, I would say over 70%, are not getting the necessary advice when they sign up to it, missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars long term and investing their money in a way they don't even understand.